Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐄, we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. So current time of 9:16 a.m. on the Eastern Time on Sunday, October 16. Hope you guys have a good weekend so far. Ethereum coined at $1,282, up about 0.6% so far. On the overall crypto market, you could see that on this Sunday morning so far on the East Coast, it's relatively flat, not really doing much. If you look at the key coins, just up 0.5% across the spectrum. The altcoins have the house, excuse me, up or down across the spectrum. But I would say collectively it's up about, I would say 1.5% so far, so not really doing much, right? And if you look into the future side of the perspective, it seems like the Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell are all pointing downwards across the spectrum, down about 2% on the futures perspective. Obviously, we have had a relatively negative Friday on knowing the fact that we had that, post-mortem affectation from the negative CPI report, the direct affectation from corporate earnings adjustments on the outlook front, and the lack of tactical proactiveness with respect to how the rate hike is going to be going forward. It seems like the 75 basis point that we've done 3 times so far, about to be 4 times now, has not really worked so far. So everything is pointing quite negative, ahead of the negative CPI report that we might be getting, and obviously the FOMC meeting that we'll be getting in November as well. And across the spectrum, you could see that this morning there are a lot of news talk about China. It seems like with respect to the political tension, it is definitely rising with respect to the foreign affiliations that we're having so far, and also with the dampening of the equity pressure that has been pressing down a lot of the Chinese stocks. It seems like there is some stir around the tension between U.S. and China that's clearly being depicted in front of us. So with this news being more of a main topic of discussions, we might ideally see some negativity coming on this Monday going forward. So hopefully, based on a technical analysis, we understand that a lot of the Chinese stocks have been quite oversold, that a rebound should be imminent. But obviously, with this whole macro downturn, they are trading on a different dynamic and they are a different animal. The way they kind of CNBC talks about China is no longer any emerging market; it has become its own beast, which I do agree. It is becoming a stronger country than decades ago. But obviously, with the COVID situation that's still lingering, with the geopolitical tension that is still lingering, obviously the war between Ukraine and Russia, with some pseudo affiliations with China as well, that's also can be a hindrance. And then all the other news I'm seeing just like across the spectrum, relatively trivial news, so nothing really worth mentioning. But seems like Meta, or Facebook is still being kind of pushed down. It seems like ever since Sheryl Sandberg's departure as the former COO of Meta, it's been quite just depressing, which is not the best. Knowing the fact that I do hold some Facebook stocks or Meta stocks, if you may. So let's just dive into technical without wasting more time. Respect to current time of 9:21 a.m. on the Eastern Time. We've been staying the same. We have literally moved like $5 ever since I spoke. Not even. And on the technical spectrum side of the equation, we are still, relatively flat. You could see that we've crossed up and now we're looking to cross down eventually. On a weekly, you are looking to cross down as well. So daily and weekly are the same storage, same story. In terms of the how the picture looking like. On a monthly, it is looking to kind of cross down and then cross up eventually. So on the Bitcoin side of the equation, it is looking to plateau as well. So trading very similarly. Weekly looking to cross down eventually. Daily is also quite fused together. So across the spectrum, I would say collectively, it is definitely majority negatives in terms of the technical setup. So seeing lower levels can be impossibility, but obviously we are holding the fort, right? The ship is quite sturdy at the moment right now because of just because selling pressure doesn't happen like in one shot. It happens progressively. So contingent really ultimately on the upcoming CPI report in November and the FOMC meeting and the corporate earnings, because like if there were some negativity on the macro front, some corporate companies might be incentivized to sell, and if that's the case, that can drive more selling pressure downward from here. I know some people even talked about, are we seeing like $600 for Ethereum again? I mean, that's quite far out because of the technical support levels that we have, but I wouldn't be surprised like if we actually did. But like that will um, it will only be caused by a pretty serious negative macro affectation from a lot of negativity from the corporate side, but also from the Fed side, but also on the regulatory side, and it has to be an international type of collective selling pressure for us to get there. So we'll see, right? Are we going to be really in a recession for 6 to 9 months out? If we are, that's an impossibility, definitely. Um, well, appreciate you. Have a good day. Have a good Sunday, and I'll check you on the next one. Take care. Bye.